Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that is, well, I suppose it's now quite old, or the one we're looking at today is quite old. We are looking at the Eaglemoss release of the Batman Automobilia collection, which was a definitive collection of Batman vehicles. Now this series of model vehicles was released originally, or started being released in 2012, and I don't know how many issues it ran for, but there was absolute loads and loads and loads. And the idea behind this collection was basically to give the collector the most definitive collection of Batman vehicles which were ever assembled. The vehicles reproduce the Batmobiles from, or so the models reproduce the Batmobiles from the debut in 1939 in the comics, and goes right away through to the television series and the movies, blockbuster movies. And each of the models come complete with a lenticular backdrop, which comes in at the back of each of the little casings that the models come in. And they are all the models are on a 1/43 scale model, and they are all die-cast metal models. And originally they all came with these 12-page magazine, which gave you all the information on the model that actually came with the vehicle. Okay, now this particular one we are looking at today is number 4 in the series, and it was released in 2012. And it is of the Batmobile from the movie Batman Forever. Okay, so this is the packet it comes in. And it says the official Batman Automobilia collection. With this issue, the car from the Batman Forever movie. And it says every fortnight, and this is number 4. And it says UK £9.99. Malta $15.99, South Africa $139.95, and so on. It's got Eaglemoss Collections, Batman Automobilia, DC Comics, the definitive collection of Batman vehicles, Batman Forever movie, and it says don't miss your issue number 4. Okay, that's the front of the packet. I'm just going to spin the packet round to the back. And is there anything on the back? No, there's nothing on the back, but it goes, you can see the back side of the magazine there, and it tells you the next issue. So next one is Detective Comics 400. And it says 3D lenticular, official collector's model, die-cast vehicles. Next issue, the Batmobile from the Detective Comics number 400. Don't miss out every fortnight at your newsagents. And it shows you an image of the next issue's magazine, number 5, Batman Automobilia. Definitive collection of Batman vehicles, Detective Comics number 400. So visit our website, eaglemoss.com, Batmobiles. Well, obviously you can't do that anymore because Eaglemoss are no longer in business, which is a shame, because they did do some cracking stuff. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do with this, I mean, this is a bag that's sealed, but I'm going to see if I can open this bag, take out the model and the magazine, and let's have a look at it where we're going to have a much better view. Okay, so I've very carefully opened that packet and removed the model and the magazine. I hope I'm going to be able to seal it back up again. It was glued quite heavily, but yeah, I should be able to reseal that back up again. But I did want you to have a good look at these items because they are absolutely awesome. I'm just going to add some extra light to see if, yeah, that's a little bit better. So we've got a little bit more light in here now, so we can have a good look at the model itself. So this is the model of the Batmobile, and this is from the movie Batman Forever, which starred Michael Keaton as Batman. And you can see that model is absolutely phenomenal. Now I can't remove this because this is all still sealed in the paper container. So you do have to tear it to remove the box with the model in itself, and I don't want to do that because it's going to go back into the sealed packet afterwards. But if you can just see the detailing on this model, it is absolutely phenomenal. absolutely incredible. And it is a 1/43 scale model, and it is all made of die-cast. Die-cast metal. There's probably some plastic parts on it, I would have thought, but you can see it's such a lovely looking model. They've done a very, very good job in producing this particular model. Well, not just this particular one, but all of the models. They were just absolutely phenomenal. I'm just trying to give you as much of an image of this model as I possibly can without... I'm going to stop the light off again. See, with the light off, we just can't see enough of it, so I'm gonna have to put the light back on. But we are getting a reflection of the light, but I'm trying to angle it so you see as much of the model itself without the light reflecting on the model itself. I mean, that's the best view that I can see. But yeah, I mean, fantastic. And you can see the explosion backdrop behind, the lenticular backdrop at the back, which is also fabulous. I'm just going to give this car a quick measure. So we know it's a 1/43 scale, but measuring the model itself is something I always like to do. So it's 12 centimeters long, and if we measure across the top, we're looking at 5 centimeters wide. And if I measure from the bottom of the wheel to the top of that fin, we're looking at getting on for 6 centimeters. So it gives you an idea of the size of that 1/43 scale model, and it really is an awesome model, as all of these models were. Now I'm going to put that down, and we're going to swap things around here because I want to look at this. I'm going to turn the light off while we look at this magazine, because I will be getting a lot of reflection on the magazine because it's all glossy magazine pages. So there we go. It says every fortnight, number 4, Batman Automobile, the definitive collection of Batman vehicles, and it's Batman Forever movie. And there's the image of the model we were just looking at, and shows you the workings of the model itself. Okay, let's open the magazine up. Oh, we've got a board in there, which I will just move out of the way. That obviously keeps it flat. And I don't know what that is. We'll look at that in a moment. Okay, let's just zoom out a little bit so we can get as much information as we can, show you as much information as we can. So Batman Forever, following hot on the heels of 1992's Batman Returns, Batman Forever revamped the Cape Crusader, bringing a more comic and lighter tone to the Dark Knight's adventures. The blockbuster movie featured 2 supervillains, the Riddler and Two-Face, reimagined Gotham City, and of course a new Batmobile. There we are. So that, you see the images of that Batmobile from the movie. It's just incredible. Let's okay, so these pages actually open up. So fantasy fueled, Batman Forever, and there you can see you've got Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey who played the Riddler, and oh, I can't remember his name now. My God, who played Two-Face? Tommy Lee Jones, that was it. God, that slipped right out of my mind. I couldn't remember his name. And then you've got some blueprints of the model, more or less. And if I open that up, you've got the full-scale workings of the Batmobile speed machine, it says there, with its organic-looking body, large wing-like tail fins, and the ability to scale the building of Gotham City. The Batman Forever Batmobile was the vehicular embodiment of the Dark Knight. And on the other side is the rest of the blueprint, and if we open that up, we should have the rest of that page. Yep. So you've got more images of the actual Batmobile and all the functionalities of that particular model, with the jet boosters that fire underneath to make it jump. Incredible machine. And there's Batman 95, which is images from the comic. And that's it. So that's the 12 pages. Not a great deal of pages in there, but it is stacked with information that you will want based on that particular model and that movie. I'm not sure what this is. Subscribe today and get these 5 super gifts absolutely free. Okay, so that's basically, if you subscribed, you would get all of these free gifts. But of course, that's no longer relevant, because Eaglemoss no longer exists, and that subscription was from 10 years ago. Okay, and that's the board that just holds the magazine stiff. Okay, now that is the model, which was number 4 in the series, released in 2012, and it is of the Batman Forever Batmobile, as it tells you just at the back there. So, how well did they do? Well, they obviously done very well. There was a big subscription rate for this, and I think these were the things that really did do well for Eaglemoss, these subscription-based magazine and model sets. So they done quite a lot. So there was obviously the Batman, they done Lord of the Rings, they done Doctor Who, they done Star Trek. There was an awful lot of them that was going on. But I think when the subscriptions finished, for some reason or other, they seem to have lost their way a little bit. As a result, Eaglemoss the company actually failed, and they closed down probably about 3 or 4 years ago now, from what I can remember, or maybe not quite that, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But there we go. So that was a little bit disappointing. So all those models that were being produced and magazines that were being produced by Eaglemoss are gone, have disappeared, and there's no one really fulfilling that roles. Some of the models that they were supplying at the end, the Star Trek ones, and some of the other ones are still being made available through the online company Master Replicas. And you can find them online, and they basically have taken up where Eaglemoss left off, and they do certain models. They don't do the full range that Eaglemoss did, but they do certain of the models, and they do them in waves. So you'll have a batch of 20 models which are being dropped online at a certain point, but they only have limited quantities. So if it's something that you're interested in, it'd be worth checking out Master Replicas. The only thing I will say about Master Replicas is the delivery time's awful. So you might order the stuff and might be waiting 4, 6, 8 weeks before you get the stuff, so just be aware of that for Master Replicas. That's the only downside I can say about them, but otherwise the quality of the merchandise is fantastic. Okay, back to this point. So yes, these models done fantastically. They sold so many of them. It was a magazine subscription. You could pick them up in pretty much all news agents at the time, so there was massive quantities of these being sold. But of course now, 12 years on, Eaglemoss out of business. A lot of people that collected them then, well, they don't seem to want to collect them anymore. And a lot of the collections from back then are now being made available on the platforms. So you can pick these models up on the platforms quite regularly. Most of them you find don't come with the magazines, because the magazines have been read, thrown away, or what have you, and people have just kept the models. But they do come up quite regularly on the platform. Certain ones do. And more so the later issues than the very early issues. The very early issues are quite few and far between on the platforms nowadays. And I suppose that's because everyone who wants it has got it. Or everyone who wanted them has got them, and they won't part with them. And I believe, obviously, as the collection grew, the number of subscribers grew. So the earliest ones, I don't think there were so many as the later ones that were produced. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's a fact. If anyone does know for sure, then obviously drop me a comment and let me know. But yes, they do still come up for sale. As I say, most of them nowadays are without the magazines, but they do come up on the platforms. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a large quantity of these models with the magazines, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below, and it will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many, many other vintage Batman items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website, and there will be something for everybody. And I am absolutely positive that this is something that you will not want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful Batmobile model with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.